Hey guys, this is Danger. I'm a DeFi trader and farmer, and this is This Week in DeFi, the podcast where we go over the coolest stuff that happened last week in DeFi. Before we start, I just want to remind everyone we have a YouTube channel. It's getting pretty good. We have lots of videos. Every week we do ecosystem analysis where we compare chains. And then we also have project analysis, we do interviews, and This Week in DeFi where we go over the news from last week. So yeah, let's get into it. This week, there's two stories that I want to go over. The first is about Rysk Finance. Rysk Finance is a options protocol. They've been around for a bit and they've introduced a new version of the protocol, which seems pretty cool to me. They call it Rysk V12, which I find interesting because they've definitely not done 11 versions, but I think this is a play on cars. So this is supposed to be like a V12 engine. I think it's supposed to be like supercharged or something. And what they've done is they're introducing DeFi options vaults. So they're going to be selling calls or covered calls specifically. And this has been done before. The first project that did this was Rysk Finance they actually did pretty well at first, but then I think their option vaults started losing some money or something. So there's some issues around it, which Rysk is saying they're going to solve. And there's actually another project which is already doing covered calls again. It's called Derive. So Derive is a pivot of Lyra, which is an options protocol. And they have these options vaults on EtherFi ETH. And it's the same idea as what Rysk is offering right now. It's got pretty good TVL and it's selling covered calls as well. And the performance is really good. So we've actually been farming this for weeks. We've been doing quite well farming this. You can see this P&L chart is just up only, even through some volatility. So Derive has been managing this quite well. And this is like a proof of concept that the idea of selling covered calls is actually quite good. This is not just a short-term thing. This has been since July. So that's like quite a few months, almost a year where the P&L has been really good. If you manage this well, covered calls can be a very good strategy, even long-term. And Rysk is saying that they're going to change things up a little bit. So compared to Derive, where there's one strike price, they're having like multiple strike prices, so you can set your risk tolerance. And also higher risk, you get more APR. And also the other difference is that they're also going to let you earn upfront. So you're going to get your premiums as soon as you deposit into this vault, which is pretty cool. You can then use that to farm on other protocols. So I think it does have some value proposition. I don't think I like Rysk, but I would say that I still Derive a lot as well. They have this proven performance over almost a year, which is pretty amazing. They've really managed this vault very well. So I don't think there's anything wrong with Derive. But I do think that this new offering from Rysk is quite interesting as well. And the other part of this is that you're going to be able to trade these options. So after you deposit into this vault, you'll be able to trade it as well. And that's pretty cool. Yeah. And the last thing about this is that this is on Monad testnet. And that means it's not real money for the time being. You can just go to testnet.monad.xyz, get some testnet tokens, deposit it into Rysk. You can either deposit with ETH, or you can even deposit WMON and play around with that. You'll probably get some Monad Monad airdrop points and stuff. So definitely worth doing. Yeah, it's cool to see innovation in the options space, because I think that in the past, options in DeFi have been tried. They were semi-successful, but not totally. But I think with TradFi coming into crypto, this is going to be an increasingly important space. So stuff like this, in my opinion, is worth playing around with, learning about, and maybe getting some points. Yeah. The other project which caught my eye this week was Superform. And Superform is not a super exciting project despite the name. It's a yield aggregator. It's a very easy to use yield aggregator. And I think that's where its secret sauce lies. Because if you look at the Superform TVL chart, it's just up only. And the reason, in my opinion, is because of two reasons. One is they've just made it super easy to earn yield. You just deposit some money and you get money. It's that simple. And they've also integrated with a bunch of leverage lending protocols, so you can leverage farm this. And that's the other side of this amazing growth. But it's not something that I've heard about a lot on the timeline. I haven't really seen people talk about Superform on CT, but it is a good project. And it also goes to show that whether you're a protocol developer or a trader or even a farmer, like a lot of protocols which are good are not necessarily the ones on CT a lot. Yeah, Superform silently under the radar, but doing quite well. Might be worth farming there. Yeah, that's it for this week. We have a newsletter, todayindefi.com, or you can go to news.todayindefi.com for the newsletter itself. And yeah, you can subscribe and see you next week.